Number 7, Ballysikios, who was a decent juvenile, has been struggling a bit this time, had only 2 runs, well beaten last time out at Ascot. But coming into line, it's a wide open affair. Here's Simon.
Teaatral, last year's winner, the first to jump away in this Tote Scoop 6 Sandown hurdle. Senor Truti, though, the grey, habitual front runner, up with the pace over the first without ranking, who invariably bowls along at a great gallop as well. The second flight comes up quickly. Senor Truti outranking the leader from Senor Truti, then Eastern Gale. Teaatral back in 4th on the inside of Just Nip, followed by Ballysikios and Picket Peace, and then back to Effectual Rubahunish. And towards the rear, held up Heroes Fatal along with Carlavant and Brandon Court. On towards flight number 3 and outranking one of the 4 for Martin Pipe. One of the other ones, Ballysikios, hit that flight of hurdles pretty hard on the outside. Outranking by the Australian jockey Jamie Evans, back here for another riding stint, the Cheltenham Festival winner a couple of years ago. He's on outranking, who's in front of Eastern Gale, then Senor Truti, followed by Just Nip as they make this right-hand turn. Teaatral on the inside then, followed in midfield by Picket Peace and Ballysikios and Effectual on the inside. Then Brandon Court, Heroes Fatal held up towards the rear still. And then Rubahunish, and finally Carlavant, Tony McCoy's pick of the Pipe 4. He's held this one up, holding this one up in last place, disputing last at the moment. Down the straight towards the 4th flight, flights 4 and 5 in this straight. Of the 11 they have to jump in all, and it's still outranking from Eastern Gale and Senor Truti. Then Just Nip, who just touched down in 4th. Carlavant, a very slow jump at the rear there. On towards the next, SP's Carlavant, the 7-2 favourite. 11-2 Brandon Court, Rubahunish, Heroes Fatal, 13-2 the front 4 in the betting as they land over flight number 5 and now race in front of the stands. Outranking with Senor Truti, driven up his inside, or her inside, by Timmy Murphy. Senor Truti joins outranking. Eastern Gale is 3rd. Then Just Nip and Teaatral, 4 and 5, 6 is Picket Peace, a couple of lengths Effectual, followed by Brandon Court and Ballysikios and Carlavant and Heroes Fatal, and finally Rubahunish is last of the dozen as they race uphill and face up to a right-hand turn. Senor Truti, the old grey, 11 years old, better known for his exploits over fences. Just lost his way slightly over the larger obstacles, looking to recapture some of his best form over timber now. Outranking is 2nd, Teaatral in 3rd place, moving well. Eastern Gale follows with Just Nip and Effectual, then Picket Peace, they're bunching. Carlavant is just creeping up the inside behind runners as they swing right-handed into the back, together with Brandon Court and Ballysikios, who's obliged to race 3 deep. The last 2 Heroes Fatal and Rubahunish, but Rubahunish would only be about 8 lengths off the leader, Senor Truti, as they pack up towards the next. Flight number 6, Senor Truti and outranking over that. Ballysikios again is jumping, let him down at that flight. On towards the next, they've passed their departure point, they've completed a circuit. Senor Truti from outranking, then Just Nip and Teaatral on the inside. Effectual is getting closer. Then follows Eastern Gale. Carlavant trying to improve as they land over the next. Ballysikios, another mistake, jumped out to the left as they continue along the back straight. And it's still Senor Truti with Picket Peace now going 2nd. Teaatral on the inside of Just Nip. Heroes Fatal has improved into 5th place. Effectual is next. Then outranking Brandon Court and Carlavant are improving together out wider as they land over the last on the far side. Outranking has lost her position rapidly. Rubahunish is trying to stay on. Struggling in the rear, Eastern Gale and Ballysikios. Beginning the turn out of the back straight then, and it's Senor Truti by about a neck to Picket Peace in 2nd. Heroes Fatal and Peter's little boy, Tom Scudamore, in 3rd place then. Teaatral on the inside in 4th. Behind those is Effectual, still travelling well. He's getting to work on Carlavant, the champion jockey. Brandon Court is not going too badly in behind the front 6. and then a gap behind those to Rubahunish and Just Nip. Down the straight then, going towards the second last, Senor El Batruti. Teaatral now gallops on. Brandon Court is sneaking up the far side. Out in the centre, Picket Peace, Heroes Fatal down the outside, going towards 2 out, and it's last year's winner, Teaatral, making a bid for a double here. He leads by a couple of lengths to Picket Peace. Brandon Court in the centre, over 2 out, Teaatral, Picket Peace, Brandon Court. Effectual Rubahunish is staying on in the black and orange jacket, and he'll keep going to the line. They head towards the final flight. Teaatral and Dean Gallagher chased hard in second by Brandon Court. On the far side, Rubahunish at the last. Teaatral getting a bit tired. Brandon Court charging at him. On the far side, Rubahunish. Then a gap back to Picket Peace. Rubahunish came to take over from Brandon Court in second place. It's Rubahunish just. Brandon Court a length and a half down, and Rubahunish stays on best to win the Tote Scoop 6 Sandown hurdle. In second, Brandon Court. Teaatral, a good run again back in third. In fourth then was Picket Peace, followed home by Affection and Just Nip. Carlavant is a bit disappointing in midfield then. After Carlavant, Heroes Fatal, another pipe runner, Senor El Batruti, Balisikios, Eastern Gale, and outranking the last of the pipe four home. A disappointing outcome for the top trainer, the champion trainer. But the winner of this Tote Scoop 6 Sandown hurdle, a good staying performance by Rubahunish in the hands of Jamie Goldstein. A big race win for him.
Rubahunish, the best backed horse in the offices this morning, the one market mover on the morning line. The Tote went 9-1, 8-1 with Coral, Ladbroke New. They only went 7-1, and backed here on the course from 6-1 returned the 11-2 joint second favourite Rubahunish, and beats the other well-backed horse here on the course, Brandon Court. Great ride up the inner, that was given by the young lad, returned also the 11-2 joint second favourite. Teaatral, so game, trying to win it for the second time. The weight made the difference to him. Third at 12-1, and the easy to back Carlavant for Pipe and McCoy was sent off the 7-2 favourite and finished only 7th. But Rubahunish, the early sharks were really in for this. A telephone tips to horse, and a horse always well backed when the money's down. It nearly always invariably runs well. Loves it here at Sandown. Rubahunish, from last to first, wins at 11-2, joint second favourite.
Right, well done, Jamie Goldstein, and this nice compensation for Nigel Twiston-Davies. Would have been disappointed at seeing Upgrade successful earlier on in the afternoon. He's probably a 10 or so lengths off the pace at this point, where Dean Gallagher goes for home on Teaatral, gets a little bit close to that second last. Brandon Court's not particularly good over it either. But just have a look now, got the rail to run against Jamie Goldstein, and that seems to make the difference.
Yeah, the uphill finish, climbing, steady, going to the last, still Teaatral, just fiddles it a bit, not too bad, not as bad as he was at the second last, but Rubahunish with the rail to run against as well, battles on well. It'd be hard to knock Brandon Court too much, because he's clearly run his best ever race, but his head does go up a little bit. But Rubahunish, head down, battles on gamely, and a deserved winner.
Rubahunish returned at 11-2. Second, number 11, Brandon Court, also 11-2, and third, number 2, Teaatral, 12-1. Carlavant was not placed, the 7-2 favourite, 12 round.
Well, Rubahunish coming back under Jamie Goldstein, and a real tough performance.